Hey there, everybody. I'm going to give people a couple minutes to check in just because I moved it up by half an hour. Mainly just because my husband has help doing the tires right now, and so they're outside, and so I figured it was easier than when they came in after they were done. I have a little bit of a sloppy look going on today. We're having relaxed day after celebrating my husband's grad and his birthday yesterday. It's super exciting. He got his IT certificates, which is something he's always wanted to do, and so I really felt like we needed to celebrate that. So it's sloppy day today, but I'm really loving my new shirt. It says Unstoppable, which I totally feel like I have been lately. I went through a rough patch a couple weeks ago, which I felt like I was just stuck. I felt like I was going to fail, stuff like that. I went to my doctor. I got my meds fixed, which helped. And I recently finished this book. I actually listened to it on audio. So whenever I was driving, when I went for a jog, stuff like that, I would listen to it. And I actually requested it from the library after. I don't have as much to say about it as I wanted to because I'm going to use it for some stuff coming up. But I started really reading through it again today, and my God, is it empowering. Give me 1 second. I forgot my notes. Sorry about that. So I didn't want to go too far, I guess, just because I do want to use some of it for a little bit later. But I did take quite a few notes. I have about 3 pages of these, and I'm actually going to end off today, and I'm going to try not to cry, but I'm going to read the last paragraph of the book. I listened to it while I was driving, and it literally reduced me to tears. So I'm pretty sure I looked like a crazy lady because I was like driving around with, crying, which is fine. I mean, great literature should do that. They should bring out these emotions. And I really like finishing this book. I've never felt more empowered and more like I deserve to succeed. It is the longest title ever, and I always have to look it up, but it is called You Are a Badass: How to Stop Doubting Your Greatness and Start Living an Awesome Life. Hello, totally used to doubt of my greatness all the time, and I still have moments where I do. And I think that's why I find this book so empowering, is that it teaches us that we deserve that success and we deserve an awesome life, but we have to make it happen. We have to picture it. We have to put the work in. We also have to surrender to the universe what we want, and it will help provide it. But we need to put the work in, and we need to picture our success and, everything like that. Like, it was just very moving for me. I went through the first 2 parts of the book. There's 5 parts to it, but they're super short. It just breaks everything down really nicely. And so I'm going to go through some of the tips from the first part of the book, which it was called, sorry, she titled them, oh no, I ignored that. So it's How to Embrace Your Inner Badass. Hello, so important. It's so good. Hey, Nikki, I can't stop. I've actually requested all of her other books at the library already too. And so this part of the book was really about how to unleash your inner badass. And so I'm going to read a couple things that I took notes on that I found really helpful. So one of the things is appreciate how special you are. There will never be anybody exactly like you. Yes, there's people similar to you, but there will never be somebody exactly like you with the exact same talents and skills, and who will use them the exact same way. I found that really interesting because I have so many role models who are like, successful women who give back and all that stuff. But I have something different to bring to the table, and I deserve to do that just as much as they do. But I get to do it in my own special way. The big thing, and I've always said this, so I loved that it was in the book, is you are kind of a big deal. I always use that. I love that line. So I was really happy to read it in there. Another tip it had was to drown yourself in affirmations. And this is something I've really started doing, and I've really started to see the benefit to. So in our house, I have them posted up. I practice them when I'm in a good mood. I practice them when I cry. I look at myself in the mirror and I say them. And when you do the affirmations, you have to feel it, you have to want it, and you need to get worked up by it. So, when we were really struggling a few months ago, I kept telling myself, and I would get like fist bumping in there and everything like that, that the best is yet to come. We're going to struggle, but we're going to succeed, and the best is yet to come. And I would get really worked up, or when I was crying, I would say it, and I would get really passionate about it. And I think that's the big thing, is you really need to get yourself to believe it. You need to get yourself worked up by your affirmations and what you're saying. The next thing she said is to do the things you love. So find where you're letting yourself down. I know, especially, and no offense to the men, if anybody's watching, but women really tend to put ourselves on the back burner. I'm so guilty of it. I still do it. I went shopping the other day and I wanted to buy a pair of shoes because all I have are flats, winter boots, and sandals. And they're not the most efficient fall footwear. And I was like, oh man, but I really don't want to spend this $30 on myself. But then I went to the kids' clothes aisle and bought my kids' clothes that they probably, they have enough, and they have grandparents, mom, who like to spoil them with clothes, which is perfect because then I don't have to. But I find I really struggle to, spend that money on myself or, take the time for myself. So, you have to make time for the things that you love. One of the examples in the book was, you love to watch live music, but you can't remember the last time you went to a concert. So make that time. It's just like me. I love, painting my nails and getting put together like that, but I have not made time in a while for my nails. So it's, treating yourself with that respect. And right. And you have to give yourself the gift of a joyous life while you're alive. If you're just miserable working all the time and not taking care of yourself, what kind of quality of life do you have? Yes, you're looking out for the quality of life of everybody else. But you don't, you have no quality of life for yourself, or you're giving yourself a lower quality of life than you deserve. So to me, that was a really big one too. I find I don't put myself first very often. And so it's really practicing that. And I know I had to do that with my husband this week, and it was really hard, and Jake kind of pushed it. But, putting yourself first and, making sure you're being heard and that you're putting your happiness up there, because it's so important. Because you know what? You are the most awesome person you have ever met. We don't tell ourselves that enough. And I found that one really empowering too, is that I'm always going to be the most awesome person that I've ever met. And I have to spend the rest of my life with me. So I might as well make myself happy. And the other one, and I actually really work on this hard, and I still have moments, is the find a replacement for your negativity. So, I still get lost lots. We moved to a bigger city, and I go to South Common where IKEA is, and I take a different way out every time because I get lost. I don't know how I get so turned around, but I get lost. And so I started up with saying, I'm such an idiot. How did I do this? And I really started to turn it around to say, it happens. I wonder where I'm going to end up today. Or even the other day, on Friday, I guess, I was going to get stuff for Chris's party, and I was going to go towards IKEA, and I ended up hitting the outlet mall in Leduc. I got so much stuff that I needed that, I went the wrong way, but I, ended up having a better time. So that was awesome. So, but I needed to replace that. I'm so stupid. How did I get lost? How did I end up over here? To, I wonder what's going to happen next. And, I'm going on an adventure, and different things like that. So it's really finding those replacements for all of that negativity, because our words become our beliefs become our actions become our habits, and our habits become our reality. So those negative things we say about ourselves very easily can turn into the reality and what we're putting out there. And we don't need to put that negative shit out there about ourselves. And the other one that I still like struggle with hardcore is letting the love in. Accept compliments. People don't say them just to say them. They say them so you know you're doing a great job. So accept it. My biggest response to that is, oh, well, I try, or no. Why do I find it so hard to just say thank you? They're not saying it to benefit them. They're saying it to appreciate me. And so why can't I just accept that? So the other things she went into is a lot of stuff about like not comparing yourself with others, and forgiving yourself. And I'm going to do a whole post on forgiving yourself later, so I'm going to kind of ignore that part. But one of the things she wrote, and my God, did it just like blow my mind, was comparison is the fastest way to take all the fun out of life. And she also said that you are more than enough. Avoid comparisons like the plague. And to me, this was huge because I am that person. And especially because I'm not where I thought I would be in my life right now. We've kind of, restarted. And so it's hard when I see other people who are so successful, who know exactly what they wanted to do for so long. And I'm not that person. I'm just starting to find my purpose now. And it's glorious. But it's so hard not to compare yourself to other people who are in a different place in life. But, it's important not to, because you bring yourself down when you think, oh, I'm not where I should be. Oh, look at so-and-so. They have this big successful career in this giant house and da-da-da-da-da, when, maybe you're barely scraping by at this point. You're taking all the joy that you could be having on your adventure and giving all the power to comparing yourself to other people. And that's just, it's not worth it. Like, what a waste of time. I'm going to go under the forgive yourself. I know I want to use some of this for next week, so I'm not going to go too far, but I had a quote in there that, really resonated with me because it was something I had to do when we were hitting our rock bottom, and having to restart. And it says, holding on to my bad feelings about this is doing nothing but harming me and everyone else and preventing me from living my life fully. I am an awesome person. I choose to enjoy my life, and I choose to let this go. I'm going to practice that one. I'm going to use it a ton. I might even write it down and put it up by my bathroom mirror if I can find some Post-it notes. It just really spoke to me, and it really spoke to the fact that we do. Like, everybody's going to make mistakes. Everybody's going to screw things up. But, you just got to move on from it. You can't live in that, well, what if I would have done this differently and everything like that, because you're going to get stuck and you're not going to be able to move forward and you're not going to be able to live your life. The other one is don't waste your time on what other people think. And that one's really hard because I still struggle with it. I even thought, like, with the businesses I want to run, some people believe in it, some people think it's not. That's like it's a scam or whatever, and that's fine. They're all entitled to their opinion. So, but it's a struggle. Even with Chris's friends yesterday, I was worried what they would think if I told them what I was doing. And, even as I was explaining my plans to them, I was worried that they were judging me. And I mean, I love them. They're great people, but I still have that fear because, everybody has different ideas and values and beliefs and everything like that. So one of the things she said was to ask yourself these 3 questions. And so the first question you ask yourself is this something that I want to be, do, or have? And for me, like, it's huge. Everything I'm working on is absolutely where I want to be, and I feel like I'm finally on the right path. Is this going to take me in the direction I want to go? Again, like everything I'm doing, it's just the right way. And here was the big one. Is this going to screw over anybody else in the process? Now, she defined screw over, which really helped me. And so she defined screw over as taking money and doing a lousy job with it, destroying a water source, or enslaving others. Disappointment does not equal screwing somebody over. So just because somebody doesn't believe in what you're doing or they're disappointed in what you're doing, you're not screwing them over. That is their choice. That has nothing to do with you and your abilities and your desires. That has everything to do with them. And to me, that was like, whoa. So just because somebody doesn't agree with what I'm doing, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. I'm not harming them in any way. I'm not screwing them over. I am doing my own thing, and I'm going to make my own way. You are not responsible for other people's reactions. The other tips she did was asking yourself why, doing your best. If you're giving it your all, like, who cares what people think, and following your intuition and allowing your intuition time to work. And to me, that was a huge thing because I'm big on the gut feeling. But she recommends taking 5 quiet minutes a day to listen to yourself and your gut. And the other thing is to find a role model. I am so thankful. I'm still talking. I'm so thankful. Sorry, Chris was just about to come in. I'm so thankful that I have these role models, whether they're authors that I'm reading or people that I'm meeting on my journey. But I have found some amazing role models when it comes to helping other people and when it comes to entrepreneurship. And so that has been awesome for me. The other thing she said is to be the alien, which it took me a while to wrap my head around it. I actually had to go back and reread it. But essentially think of it as you've come down and inhabited this body and all of its skills, and you don't have its past to lug around. You have no memory of what has happened, and you're just moving forward. And to me, that's a big one too. And her big thing is just do something. Instead of overanalyzing what to do next, do something. Get your forward momentum going. Just jump in the deep end and follow your gut. And so I'm going to give you 2 more quotes. I'm going to read that chapter, and I'm going to try not to cry. Thanks for tuning in, though, Nikki. So you have to change your thinking first, and then evidence appears. Our big mistake is that we do it the other way around. We demand to see the evidence before we believe it to be true. So this is with any change. When you're trying to change your life, we often want to see the results and hear about the results before we jump in. But we can't get those results until we actually go full force into it. And that's, something that's huge, especially if you are wanting to make a big change like me with starting a business and stuff like that, or even moving to our new city. Like, we had no idea if it was going to work or not. It's been pretty good so far, but we had to jump in and let the results come instead of wait for some evidence. And the other one is, your job isn't to know how. It is to know the what and be open to discovering and receiving the how. So, this is something I've learned, is that the best laid plans always go astray. So your job isn't to know how you're going to make everything happen right away. It's to know what you want. So even with me, I knew that I wanted to do something that would help other people, especially people who were in a similar situation, who maybe, their life wasn't where they pictured it and they had to restart and different things like that. I knew I wanted to help those people. I didn't know how. I finally got some clarity this week. So between providing opportunities for education on starting your own business and creating your own dream life, I'm also working on a course on how to let go of how you pictured your life to be and how to move forward to live this amazing life and move on with your life. And so, I've got all these projects on the go and I'm super excited about them. And, I get a lot of that from this book. And, I have a stack of about 8 other books that I'm going to be working through in the next few weeks, just because I've enjoyed them so much and I get a lot out of them. But I'm just going to get to this last page and then I'll let you continue on with your Sunday. And I'm going to try not to cry. No promises, though. So give yourself the permission and the means, yes, this includes money, to be who you are, regardless of what anybody else thinks or believes is possible. Do not deny yourself the life you want to live because you're worried you're not good enough, or that you'll be judged, or that it's too risky, because who does that benefit? No one. That's who. When you live your life doing the things that turn you on, that you're good at, that bring you joy, that make you shove stuff in people's faces and scream, "Check this out!" You walk around so lit up that you shoot sunbeams out of your eyeballs, which automatically lights up the world around you, which is precisely why you are here, to shine your big-ass ball of fire onto this world of ours, a world that literally depends upon light to survive. You are powerful. Got this. You are loved. You are surrounded by miracles. Believe, really believe that what you desire is here and available to you, and you can have it all. Love yourself. You are a badass. Boom. I cried in the car listening to that, but I'm going to read it over and over and over again because I think it was so important about for helping you achieve your dreams and everything like that. So with that said, if anybody has any questions or book recommendations, I just pushed a button here. If anybody has any questions or book recommendations, let me know. I can't wait to get her next ones. But in the meantime, like, have a great Sunday, and I hope you get to relax a little bit and, maybe find a good book to read. Okay, talk to you later.